Hey guys, this video is for Miss Davis Virtual Class of Excellence. This is for students with accommodations, not ESOL students. They have another one. This is specifically for students with accommodations, extended time, reduced, all that good stuff. I try to accommodate as best I can with your own assignment, so this can help you, and I'm going to help you break it down so you don't feel overwhelmed or get anxiety while doing this, because you have almost a week to do this assignment. So take it in breaks and strides. Don't feel overwhelmed. If you start to feel overwhelmed, take a break. I'm going to show you how to break this down and how to help you. Okay? All right. So this is going to be for Thursday, or maybe Thursday. So you're going to start it today. I have an attachment right here. You're going to open it. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to open the assignment. Okay. Now you've got a couple options of how you can work on it. You can leave it right in here. So you just edit and add your stuff right in here by editing document. I would use edit in browser. It's a little bit easier, and then you can't mess with stuff in here, or it just makes it really easy to submit it. So edit in browser. Okay. Now you notice where it says edit in browser, it got rid of where to write your name, so I'm going to add that here just to show you. Name. Okay, so just add your name right there. Okay. Teacher. So I know it's you just in case I open it. It's not going to have your name attached to it. Okay, so if I open this on a separate thing, or for whatever reason you have to email it to me, I can see that it's your work. So make sure you put your name on it still. Okay, so the first thing I want to go over is this assignment is due Wednesday for you. Okay, Wednesday. You're being assigned Thursday, almost a week. All right. What you're going to be doing is create a story about the experiences of one water droplet as it travels through the water cycle. You will write the story from the droplet's point of view, so you can use personal pronouns, I, me, we, us, they, them, okay? Because it's in personal pronouns, you don't have to worry about citations either. You should be using your knowledge. You should not be copying and pasting off the internet. This will tell me if you copy and paste and where you got it from. The story must include the following. Okay, if you're in a standard class, it's 10-sentence minimum. If you're in honors, it's 15 sentence or a page, because remember, you're getting high school credit, so you're going to have to do more work because you're high school level. Okay, next is a diagram of the water cycle from the droplet's perspective, not one you got off the internet. This is not what you're going to do. You're not going to go into Google, type in water cycle or water cycle diagram, and copy one of these pictures. That's not what you're going to do. No, because all of your stories are different. There's no way you're going to find a picture that follows your story exactly to the T. Okay, yes, it's a cycle, but for example, you could do this based off a drink in your backyard. Okay, here's a good example. I'm a water vapor as a droplet. Okay, my droplet's going to be named, I don't know. Think of something cool because I can't. Start off as a water vapor. Okay, somebody has a cold drink on the patio. I condensate on the side of it. Then I precipitate by dripping down. I collect at the bottom of the glass, and then I evaporate it back again and condensate all over again. That's an example. Are you going to use that for an example? You better not, because I just gave it to you. Think of something else. Plus, that one wasn't 10 sentences, and two didn't cover all the parts. But that's my point, is that you can't just take a picture off of here, and it's going to match exactly what you're doing. You are more than welcome to Google to get an idea. Like if you do talk about being in snow, this is a great one to kind of reference and get an idea. But your diagram has to be done by you. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. Okay, that's what I recommend doing first, is the diagram, because that's going to tell your story and keep you on track. So first thing I would do is the diagram, not the writing part yet. Think of your story. Okay, think about the story that you want to tell, and there's ways to get you started. Okay. A description of the different steps of the water cycle and plants and animals involved. Okay, for example, the story I just told you didn't involve any plants or animals, but let's just say I then want to say the water droplet, instead of condensating, the person grabbed the side of the cup, got me as a water droplet, the condensation, I was a droplet, and then touched their face, and I absorbed through their skin, and now I'm in their bloodstream or in their pores, and I went through this animal. Easy way to get an A is say what body system, which you know, from earlier in the year, which body system would water go through? If you're not sure, Google it or look through your notes. Okay, that's how those higher order things, that rigor is what's going to get you to an A. I'm going to tell you how to get an F on this. It's not hard to get an F. All right. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to do the state of water before transformation, after transformation. So going back to my example, I was a water vapor, therefore I was a gas. When I came in contact with the cold drink, I then changed my state to water and created a droplet that condensated onto the cup. That's a long way to say it. You can break it down by just doing it step by step. You don't have to do one long sentence. You can say, I then turned into liquid. I then turned into gas. I then changed into liquid. I changed from gas to liquid. I changed to liquid to gas. I changed to a solid. Okay, that's all you got to say. All right, you don't have to make it really, really long-winded. So that's what you're going to do. All right, components. Here's like a little rubric. I don't know why rubric's down here. It's supposed to be up here. Anyway, components. Must have all of this. Okay, so you have to have your minimum sentences. You have to have your diagram and your descriptions, or it's an automatic D. Like, I start grading you at D and just start deducting from there. Okay, you have to do these main components. If I don't see a diagram, yeah, you're going to fail. Okay, there's also a checklist over here. Okay, so do one thing at a time. I recommend starting with the diagram first. Think of your diagram as your outline. So today, that should be your goal. What story do you want to tell? Do you want to do it from the perspective of a dinosaur pee, like in the video? Do you want to do somebody's tears? You know, somebody's crying over coronavirus, you know? Like, I'm not joking, but you could do that. Think about it, water. Water is ever. Do you want to do it like water that was breathed through a fish? And there's tons of things you can do. This is why I love this assignment, because it really can be unique and it should not be basic. And I'm going to give you a good example of what that sounds like. All right, so do it step by step. Okay, check things off as you go. All right, now if you at all get stuck, if you're looking at this like, what? Oh, water cycle, where do I even start? I gave you guiding questions right here if you're stuck. Okay, if it's easier for you, you can write it like a rap lyric, but this is what you're not gonna do. So I'm a droplet about to get lit. I don't know. No. Proper grammar, says it right here, grammar and spelling, and this doesn't count as a sentence. So doing 10 little no. Okay, so if you want to write it as a rap, you're not going to do 10 cents. You're probably going to do 20 cents because I'm only going to count a full. If you want to break it up or you start writing it as a rap, you can say that. You know, for example, this is a story all about how my life got switched, turned upside down. Yeah, where my 90s parents at? If you guys don't know where that's from, I failed. It's from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Okay, so you can kind of think about how to write it as a rap. And if you want to give me a little note, P.S. And again, proper grammar, the narrator wrote this rap about me. You know, you can say it. You can say that you wrote it as a rap, so then I understand there's a rhythm to it. It doesn't have to rhyme, but if that helps you to put on your favorite song and write it as a rap and get in the zone and just, you know, jot it down, I'm cool with that. Whatever works for you. If the thought of doing a rap scares you, don't do that. Okay, there are other things you can do. Start by this. Where is the water droplet going to go? What is its journey? Where does it start and where does it end? Does it end back at the same place, somewhere different? Why or why not? Remember, you have to show that entire cycle. But you can show that cycle even if the droplet's not in the same place. Okay, just because that water vapor condensated onto the cup outside doesn't mean it's going to go back into be a water vapor. I might have it end somewhere else. Okay, where maybe it condensates somewhere else, or maybe it lands on a flower instead. When it becomes a water vapor, it lands on a flower and then does transpiration. I mean, whatever. Live your best self. Okay? Think of the journey. Okay? What did it see? Did it have an adventure? How did it feel at different times? Did it change forms? Okay, so that's going to go back to that states of matter. Okay, how did it feel at different times? Did it feel hot and then change from, ooh, I'm a hot water droplet, I'm going to evaporate because of the heat? Okay, so stuff like that. That's a way to describe what's happening without being too scientific or feel like it's not fun. Okay, did the droplet meet any plants, animals, or people? If so, how did the drop help them? Okay, how long did the trip take? Okay, so remember, this shouldn't be like a novel. I mean, it should be, this is, it doesn't show you, but, or maybe it does. This is a page, so it'll tell you when you get to a bottom of a page. See how it says right here, this is page 1, this is page 2. So your goal is to fill this page and you have a diagram, okay, or as best you can. So don't freak out. 10 to 15 sentences that'll fill most of this page with your diagram. Okay, so it's, think about your beginning, your middle, and your end, and then fill in everything in between and look for those key terms. If you are struggling to know which terms that you need, you can message me and I'll let you know what you need to do. Okay. So we've got in our rubric, clear, creative title right here. You put in your title. Something fun. Be goofy. I want to hear you. I don't want to hear the internet. I want to hear you. I miss you guys. I want to hear your voice through your work. Okay, I want your humor. That's appropriate. Okay, I want to hear you. You as a person. Okay, because some of you guys have a great sense of humor and can be silly and fun, and I want to see it. Entertain me. I'm stuck inside. I'm an extrovert. Help me out. Make sure you have a clear and concise story. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, you miss something. Make sure you have your diagram. Show me the story. Think of your diagram as like the cover of your story. Like if you're going to hand the story to a little kid, here's your diagram that kind of they can follow and like color in and as you tell the story. Okay. The water cycle step description. So again, that's, hey, it evaporated. Hey, it's now I'm condensed or condensating on this. Or hey, transpiration. You're using those key vocab terms. Okay, state of water. Hey, it changed from a solid, liquid, or gas. And then your grammar and spelling. Okay. All right. Now, I'm sure some of y'all are wondering, okay, one, how do I make this diagram? A couple different ways you can do it. There's a lot of different ways. You can kind of treat it like doing the draw in Nearpod, where you can, draw it on a piece of paper. You can use pictures to show the story and have like a little diagram with arrows and pointing. If you're really struggling with that, I recommend doing, draw it on a separate sheet of paper, show your parents and say, hey, how do I get this onto this? Okay, you can take a picture on your phone and you can attach it, insert picture from this device. Wow. You can send it to me as a separate attachment if you need to, too. I'm fine with that as long as you show me that you did it. You can draw it out. And I know not everybody's artistic. I'm not at all. If you want to, like, do this, like, go outside and do the story, like, hey, here's my cup. Hey, here's the water vapor, and you have, like, you draw a little vapor guy, or you have, like, maybe you have an action figure that's, like, supposed to be your water droplet, or you make, like, a little droplet, and you can take pictures of it. A lot of ways you can do it. Don't overcomplicate it. And if you are stuck, message me so I can give you ideas and talk you through it. Do not panic. If you are freaking out, pause, take a breath, take a break, and come back to it. Do not get frustrated. This is a lot. And normally in class, I would have you do it step by step and say, hey, today you should be working on this, and tomorrow you should work on this. I'm not there to help you the way I'd like to be. So here are ways to help you, and I'm hoping that you have your parents listen to this as well so that they can help you too, and that they know that I have given you tools to help you through any anxiety, frustrations, technical errors that you're having. There's really a lot you can do. The one thing I ask you not to do is please don't do a video. It's not always easy for me to see it unless like you upload it to YouTube, which again, that's a lot of extra steps. So you don't need to do that. But if that's it, you can do a lot of things. You can even do like a little PowerPoint with your diagram, showing me the circle or telling me the story. And there's really a lot of ways that you can do the diagram that is not super time consuming, not overwhelming, and hopefully will be fun. Okay. All right. So the next question is, okay, so what's the difference between a D and an A? All right, let me show you. I got a really good example. I'm excited to show you this one. Okay, hopefully I don't get sued by Disney because this isn't Frozen 2. Here we go. Okay, so Olaf is right. That is actually correct. All right, but here's where you will fail if you kind of copy this Olaf story. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He does, and then yeah, no, that's not science. It's fun. It's cool in this story that water has memory and frozen too. But that's how you would get a low grade. Okay, it's you sound like you know what you're talking about. You're missing key components, and then you got too silly with it, like where it doesn't make sense. Make sure you have the right science, that you're using the correct terminology. And yeah, I want you to have fun like Olaf. I want you to be silly, but don't get lost in the silliness. The word to where it doesn't, it's convoluted and doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's how you would not do well on this assignment. Also, I want to see honor students. I want to see high school level work. You are in a high school level class, so that's why you have to do 15 sentences, because I expect clear, concise story. I want big terminology. I want stuff like aquifer. I want watershed, groundwater. I want cryospheres, a real good one. Okay, whenever you have an opportunity to use those big words we've covered all year, like for example, the human body, if you want to talk about a person drinking water or a person crying or going to the bathroom, okay, what system are they using? That's a great way to sneak in a little extra vocab, okay? Find those ways. Again, I've given you guys hints on terms that I want to see and I want to hear in videos throughout the week. So aquifer is a good one, groundwater, watershed, um, you know, honestly, a really great story to do is the St. John's River. Following around that is a good one. So I can give you examples and I can guide you, but I'm not going to write this for you. I'm not going to tell you how to do everything step, verbatim, like, okay, and then you do this. I will give you guidance. So the real difference between an A and a D is you didn't do all the main components. And an A would be you did all the components and then you used that higher order, higher rigor level terminology, so that you sound like an eighth grader or you sound like a high schooler when I read your stories. Like, yes, it's silly and yes, it's fun, but you're using the right science. Okay? You're using all the right things. Okay? So now if you're wondering, how do I turn this in? When you're done, if you notice, it saves as you go, so don't stress about, oh my god, it's going to get lost. You can click out of this and it saves your work. When you're done, again, I can't see it from the student side, but it would let you submit or turn in all. Okay, so you see it says here, students can edit their own copy. You don't have to take this off here. You can, but then you have to add it back on as student work. Or if you want to add, it'll say add student work or add your work. Again, this is the teacher side. I can't see it from your side. Add student work, and that's where you can add pictures of your diagram if you need to. Again, please don't email me. I do want this turned in through Teams, so it's saved and protected and easy for you to access, okay? Again, I know this is a long video, but this is supposed to help you over the course of a week that you have to do this assignment. So if you have any questions, if you are struggling, you can more than happy to message you or message me, and I will try to reach you even if it's not in office hours. I know there's a holiday this weekend, and it's my daughter's birthday on Saturday, so I can't promise I'm going to answer you over the weekend, but guaranteed on Monday and Friday. Friday I'll be more available than Saturday and Sunday, but Monday for sure. I'll get with you as soon as I can. Watch this video again if you need it for help. Okay? All right, guys. Best of luck. I want to hear you in this assignment. Have fun with it. Be silly, but don't be so silly that you didn't do the science. Okay? All right, guys. Have fun. Hasta la pasta, meatballs.